Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tina and I am so excited to be here. Happy fall, y'all, or happy autumn, depending on how you like to say it. Today is October 1st and I don't know what it is about this season that it could be the color palette. It could be having a stew cooking all day or baking bread or just doing things like having apples and pumpkins that I don't know. This is my favorite time of year to craft. So I'm really excited to announce this new series. Now, this is from PhotoPlay. I love PhotoPlay. I have really gotten to work with the product recently and I just think it is so amazing, so incredible. It's just really high on my list. I absolutely love it. I'm going to show you an overview real quickly of the Thankful Card Kit. And then I'm going to tell you all the things that we're going to do with it. All right, so for starters, you get everything, including the card bases, to make these 8 cards. I love them. And how you make them is with this sticker sheet. Stickers are just beautiful. They even in the instructions, full instructions for all 8 cards, they even give you a little tip right here that says, hey, guess what? Pull your stickers off, baby powder. You can also use cornstarch or your anti-static pouch and then attach them with foam tape. Like really all the things are here. I highly suggest you check out this. Now I'm going to put a link to my website in case you want to pick this up. You can grab it from my website. You might also want to grab some extra cards and envelopes. Now envelopes are not included, so that's a thought as well. But not only do they give you everything to make the cards once, they give you everything to make the cards twice. So if you plus extras, I mean, there's so much here. So you get 2 of all of these sheets of paper to make these cards. And what we're going to do is I'm going to do the series that I make the cards just like they are here with the sticker sheet. And then I'm going to make a second set of cards using items from my stash to show you guys that you can really take a lot of items from your stash and incorporate that second set. Like I said, also sticker sheet if you really love them the way they are. But I like to get the value out of products that I've purchased, in particular stamps and thin cuts. I think stamps and thin cuts are just an investment, you know, and I don't want to use them for 1 or 2 projects and be done. I want to use my stamp and thin cuts enough that I'm like, wow, you know what? That started giving back to me. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all the pieces. Now you will cut yours using the instructions. And this is going to be a series that I do with different PhotoPlay card workshops where we're going to not just make cards. I'm going to take the extra pieces and turn them into fun other projects as well, just sharing the series. Before I go any further, I want to let you know at the bottom here, it shows you, this is kind of showing you what the other side looks like. And look at this gorgeous paper. I love this paper. But see this right here, this 1/2-inch strip? For those of you who were with me during Close to My Heart days, this is, you know, like a zip strip. So when you cut it off, don't throw that piece away. Save all of those zip strips because we can use those in our projects as well. What I'm going to do now is get all my pieces cut apart and I'm going to get them separated into my 8 cards. But I'm going to do it in 2 separate or in 2 in each pile so that I don't accidentally use those pieces in another project and I can show you what I have left over and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back and all of our cutting is done and I even did a helpful tips video on just things that I've discovered that make it easier for me to cut these cards. All right, so these are my extra pieces. Look at this. It's just card after card after card after card, and I cannot wait to use these. I'm going to be sharing fun cards made with these that line up with the Creative Art Challenge for the CWY gang this month. All right, let's grab one of our card bases. And we're going to be making this card twice. I am going to go ahead and just use all my card bases as I go and just replace them with the card bases out of my stock. If you need those, once again, there'll be a link in the description. Okay. It's like pre-stamped, right? There it is. It's looking all kinds of good. This one's going to cover the entire card base, and I pulled my stickers. All my stickers were right here. And one of the things it suggests you do is in the instructions, I mentioned this earlier, is about the baby powder. I just put a little bit of baby powder on this plate here. Oh, I'm thumping a little too hard there. This isn't how I normally do it, but baby powder, if you're buying the right baby powder, it's cornstarch anyway. So you can also just use some plain cornstarch or baking soda. But this way works fine if you do not have an anti-static pouch, or I should say, if you don't have a spare one. I'm always I have two anti-static pouches. I have one that is for my embossing. I keep that away from all my adhesive. I never use an anti-static pouch to do my stickers and to do my embossing. It's always two separate ones, because if you get adhesive on your anti-static pouch and then you rub it over your piece and that adhesive transfers, it's going to mess up your embossing. So there's just a little tip from me on that. This is an easy way to do it. Look at that gorgeous paper on the back. I mean, you could have so much fun with these cards. Okay, so this is card 1. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. And I'm going to just go ahead and take those stickers and move those over as well, and just slide this in so you can see the picture of that card that I'm working on. And remember what I said is, if you have any little part on them that has some of the paper from the adjacent cut, you can always just take a broad tip marker or some ink and do that. Okay. These cards I really am really liking them. I can see that I'm going to add some value with scrap lifting some of these sketches and adding some things. One of the things it mentioned was adding some thread. It said white thread, and it does say like sewing thread. And you can see that there's some white used here. There's some red, or, I'm going to say reddish here and here. Back to the white. And I see this very frequently in the card workshops. We all have it, but if you need twine and you place an order with me and you would like a batch of twine, let me know. This is the level of twine that I buy to share. Okay, I buy these huge things so that I can just share twine. I'm going to be pulling different twines that I have for different cards. And I do see a bow. We all see the bow, right? I won't be tying those bows. I'm not a bow girl, all right? I use a bow easy, but my twine bows are just too thick for this. I'm going to tape my twine to the back. You're just using a little bit of washi tape. There you go. And I'm going to wrap it around a few times. And when I wrap, I like to crisscross a little. I don't know why. It's just personal preference, so it doesn't have to go that way. Trying to get another piece here. Here we go. And I'm going to be super happy with that little crisscross. And you can move that crisscross from the middle just by where you put it. So I've been doing this for a really long time. All right, that's going to be the front of our card. And I'm going to put this on some foam tape. Let's grab some foam tape. I would say, my giant rolls of foam tape for my cards. But this is looking very small. If you saw how big these were when they started, I will have to share that sometime, and I'll share the details about foam tape and all as well. Okay, here we go. I love foam tape. One of my all-time favorite top products ever, because I like dimension. And I overuse foam tape. I've been doing it for years. I don't see me stopping. Haha. Okay, the other thing that I feel that I would add to these cards is, because I am a bling girl and I've always used bling, I would grab some bling out of my stash and put that with them as well. Add some bling to a couple of these cards, potentially, as I'm remaking or doing things. There we go. Now the back one is this one here, and even though I put powder all over them, it does make it so that they can be laid out, so you can see exactly where your pieces are going to go. Now it looks like I want to come up just a little bit more, because I can see that teeny bit of red that's right underneath, which is this matte here. It's more like a paprika color. And I think that's going to go there, but with some dimension, and this one's going to go on some foam tape. Let's go ahead and grab some foam tape. I'm currently trying to use up some of my star foam tape. It has just the craziest cuts. The star triangle pieces. They They're so odd to place, but they end up working. I am an equal opportunity foam taper, so I will use all the things with foam tape. There we go. And I'm going to put this one on foam tape as well. And these are just from my custom shaker foams. I am I'm actually destashing the star one. The star is not symmetrical. It adds a lot of stress to my life, so I've decided that I'm going to let the star one that I have go. I have a small one, but this is the bigger one. I may, however, replace it. It is possible. All right, I've added some foam tape just to the end because I'm going to let that hang over a little bit. And I want to be able to have that up with the foam tape. This one's over just a little too far. Just going to trim that off a little bit more. And this is why I like having him not be as sticky anymore. All right, we're going to still want some regular adhesive on this now. Just our regular runner adhesive. There we go. And let's go ahead and start to build this. All right, there we go. Layer one. I have a feeling that this layer right here, I might have to doctor a little bit because it's hanging off. I see that my pumpkin is not as straight as I would like it. Let's see if I can just adjust that a tiny bit. There we go. All right, now I just placed that hanging over a little. We're gonna butt this one all the way over, but we want to make sure that we see that red at the bottom, so don't put it too low. There we go. And now we have this one, and I think where I have too much foam tape on it because I see some of it is on the crate and some of it is off the crate, so I'm kind of taking that off just so that I can make sure that I'm getting the right amount. A little bit more. I'll switch this one and this piece right here. There we go. Let's see if that does it for me. So it's just hanging off because it's going to be on top of that other layer. So we don't need the extra foam tape. It would make it wobbly. All right, we're going to put that one down here. Kind of cover up all of our things. I'm supposed to see a little bit of that there, so I'm just going to remove this piece altogether. There we go. So I just have one little piece right there now. Here we go. I think I'll use my tweezers. Well, no, I have those big old fingers. There we go. Let's say about right there so I can see a little bit of that crate. Look at that. Now, I feel like my pumpkin should have been up a little bit higher there so you could see more of that pumpkin in the back, but I'm going to let it go. I think you have to be forgiving and with your crafting, and I kind of noticed it, and it would have covered a little bit more. You can see that in this one here would be up a little more. I'm fine with it. All right. These kits are so easy and they're really just wonderful. All right, I'm going to grab some bling out of my stash and I'm going to go straight for these gold glitter gems. All right, gold glitter gems. Why not? Because we can. Oh, thought I shot one across the room. I was going to have to go find it. They are worth tracking down. Just going to add 2 little gold glitter gems here and see if I like that. I don't necessarily know that I'm going to want the gold glitter gems on here, but why not give them a try? And these cards are so fun to experiment with. I actually feel like I like them more country-ish and not with the extra gold bling. I'm going to take those off and go with the card like it originally is. You could add ink, you can add splatter. Look how pretty that card is. I really like it. This plaid is just beautiful. All right, let's remix this card using the pieces that were in our kit. Now, as I mentioned, card bases, right? You're getting 8 card bases, so you may need to work on some extra card bases. All right. What I did for this set is I just went and grabbed 8. There's 8 cards. I grabbed 8 autumn stamp sets out of my stash. Here's what I have. Some pie one, a pumpkin. And this is very important for me. Stamps are an investment. Often we buy them, we don't even use them, we put them away. So many of us are doing that. We're consistently buying more and more. But the thing is we have so many that we've already accumulated, and I just want to see the value for these come out. So I think this is a great time to go to your stash, and this is the one I've decided to use. I just finished up this Cozy Up card making workshop. Just finished it, but I'm just going to use some leaves and a circle. Here's one with leaves. Here's one to replace it with leaves and a pumpkin. Like, just kind of grab whatever you have from your stash. But we all have lots of things with leaves. Now, in the event that you are just new to the stamps and thin cuts and you're going to need one, I wanted to offer you an option. Okay, you will be able to find this stamp and thin cut on my website, and I'll put the information in there, but you can see how it has a leaf, it's got acorn, the little basket there, and some pumpkins, and the thin cuts. It's a stamp and thin cut set. All right, but let's go ahead and use our stash. All right, here's my, I pulled one of these. I originally looked at doing that with the lighter brown desert sand toffee, and I was like, no, I want to go ahead and do nice and dark. So this is mocha. You could use like an espresso color. It's a really dark brown. I also cut one of all of the stamps that are in this set, all 5 of those leaves. Instead, I'm just going to use 5 of the leaves and let it go. And I'm also going to grab a brush, and I'm going to work light to dark, but I'm only going to use one brush. And I know that's going to be controversial, so, you know, but you got to do what you're comfortable doing with your stuff. All right, so I'm going to grab some honey butter. I'm going to grab some mocha. I'm going to grab some nice dark paprika to bring in like that reddish, orangey color. So let's go ahead and pull some paprika in here as well. And I think I'll do a little pumpkin, you know, just for some transitional color. All right, so the first thing I'm just going to add is my honey butter. I just have a blender brush here. Okay. There we go. And I think I'll add some honey butter to this one. Just like that. That's all we're doing. I think right here, this one would like some honey butter. And this one doesn't want any honey butter. Okay. We'll go to our next one, which is going to be the pumpkin. Let me move this over a little bit. And I stamped these in mocha and just let them sit for a little bit. Okay. That one's going to be very pretty. There we go. This one really wants to be orange. It told me so. A little bit right there. We're going to go around the other side. Just blending it out a little because I got like a really crisp orange on that. And I think the mocha is going to be too dark. I said mocha, but what I meant to say was acorn. Okay, the acorn, because they're stamped in mocha. All right, we're going to put that there. So I would have dove into this next. Let's run our brush out just by going like this. All right, so now I have toffee. And you can see I got lots of it. I love it. Okay, right there. Add a little bit to this one. Really lets these colors come together, whatever you do. And you're just rubbing. So, and you can do this with any, you don't have to have this stamp. This is just a great way to color leaves and get a lot of color. Okay. This is paprika, so it's going to be a little darker. We're going to add some of the red in on the tips. Just going around on the tips, just like that. And we'll put a little on the tips. This one turned out a little darker than I wanted it to. It's a lot easier to add than it is to take away. So I think what I'm going to do is actually bring in some Sundance just to kind of add a little bit more of a gold color to this one here. It's probably going to like blend into getting some orange, but there'll be some gold undertone. I like that a little bit better. That one is a little darker than I would like it. So I'm going to darken up a couple of the others. And there we go. Okay. That doesn't say fall. I don't know what does. Okay. So what I've done now is I cut those. I have this. I have the same pieces. Let's go ahead and put this card together. I think I'll wipe my hands off really quickly. Yep. Did it on my shirt. Ha ha ha. Right. All right. There we go. All right. 2 cards. 2 cards. So now I'm just going to put these aside. I'll pull these in. You can kind of see where the inspiration came from in that other set that I had. I'm going to be using some of these same supplies. So all good things. Okay. And now we'll go to this one instead of the sheet. All right. I'm going to be doing a little bit more with this just to have fun, but you don't have to. I have a broad tip marker out that is a dark brown, and I'm going to just go around all my pieces. I think it adds a little bit of dimension. It also, this is the tip that I mentioned in kind of covering up if you have a little bit of that adjacent cut left on your piece. It's just broad tip. This actually took me some patience to kind of get used to it. But what's nice is if this is all you use your broad tip markers for, as I do, eventually you get like a little groove in there. And that little groove kind of helps you stay on track or keep the paper in the track. All right. Already seeing a difference on this card. All right, that 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 base piece. I love this card workshop. It's just very well thought out. Okay, and I'm not going to be putting this on foam tape like I did on the other one, and I won't be adding the twine. We're going to let all the other pieces shine. Okay, this was cut with a mocha color. With mocha cardstock, just any dark brown, chocolate color brown is gonna work for you. Go to your scraps, and this is just a circle that I had for a thin cut. If you are a Cricut user, there are so many of these in Design Space as well, because I know some of you may want to do the die cut change up. All right, so I want this to kind of be off. I don't want it to be centered. I'm bringing it all the way down there. And so that it can cover a little bit lower. And we want to let that set for a moment. There we go. Let's grab our leaves. And I didn't put foam tape on all my leaves because I do like to kind of tuck my leaves under at times. And I thought that might be something that I would want to do. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow, that's going to be really pretty. Just put a few foam tape pieces on here, and we'll put this one on foam tape, the nice big one, and we're going to kind of build around a little. I'm going to put this one here. There we go. And let's put this one behind it, no foam tape. And if you're working with all small leaves, do the same thing. Start with one in a position that you really like, and then just kind of continue to add as you go around. We'll now just put this one on, let it kind of come around that wreath area. There we go. And now we have these two little guys, and notice this is the only one that I have right now that's on foam tape. I'm going to put this on a little piece of foam tape. Whew. Okay. Let's see where I want to put that. I felt like it needed a little bit of dimension over here, but now I'm looking at it and I don't think it does. Just pulling it off. Just going to add this kind of off to the side right there. Whoops, I don't want to see the stem. And then this one on the other edge. Isn't that pretty? You can make these so many colors too. Look at that. Very, very pretty. Very, very, very pretty. I like that one very much. They're both so cute. This one I might add bling to. I might look at it and say, you know what? I'm going to add a few bling to that since this is our remake. Let's see which I'm going to put this one here. And I am going for these gold glitter gems, but you could do anything that you would like. I think I'm going to put this one kind of on that, on the wreath maybe. I like to do 3. Put that one down there. I'm not loving it because I feel like they're disconnected. But I feel like this is kind of heavy around the thankful. I'm not sure how I feel about it as a whole. So we're going to go ahead and put the big one down here, and we're going to shift that around a little bit, and we'll see. You know, sometimes for me, placing the bling is the absolute hardest part of all of it. I find that I struggle, and it's the smallest thing that goes on. I don't know if you struggle with that, but let me know if you do. I feel like it's a size thing for me. I'm going to go with 3. I do try to use my stuff pretty equally, proportional wise. Yeah, I just can't seem to add that 3rd one and love it. So I'm going to go with that right there. I'm going to go with the 2, and there are our 2 cards, 2 very different. Now, another thing you could do, splatter your background, brush it with some ink. You could really have fun with each one of these cards. Is going to be such a fun time because we have one that we know we're going to like because we have all the pictures, and these cards are just absolutely, I love them. They're so great. And there's autumn colors. And then we have another one that we're going to just add a few things to in this series. And I'll be doing all 8, both cards in 8 separate videos, and I will link them to their own playlist. So you'll be able to go ahead and click on that playlist and see all of the projects that are part of this Thankful card kit. Thank you guys so much for joining me for these 2 cards, 2 ways video that is kicking off our Thankful card kit series with PhotoPlay. I hope you guys will join me for this. Please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe, and let me know what you think of this idea of kind of pulling things out of our stash. If you leave me a comment, I'll make sure to leave you one back. Those things help me out so much here in the YouTube community. Have a great day. Bye-bye.